Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. The Oklahoma Sooners land a very interesting commitment late Monday night as KJ Daniels has committed to Oklahoma. Wide receiver, 5'10", 155 pounds. You see his ranking according to 24/7 Sports. He doesn't have one. And I want to talk a little bit about why teams kind of target some of these players, because you see the Texas fans and even some Oklahoma fans on Twitter talking about how, they're settling for guys who don't have any stars. I think it's a very interesting discussion that we've had, and KJ Daniels is a very interesting prospect that we're going to get into. Before we do again, just want to say thank you to you guys. You guys have been absolutely awesome, especially the Sooner fans. We got the spring game coming up this weekend. We will be recapping it immediately after it finishes. So again, if you do enjoy the content, you like talking ball, consider subscribing to the channel. Again, can't thank you guys enough for all the support. We are almost at 5,000 subscribers, which is truly incredible. Can't thank you guys enough. Let's get into KJ Daniels. I want to start with this narrative that you have to have the 5 stars to get offered by a team like Oklahoma. When we talk about star ratings, they're according to Rivals, ESPN, and 24/7 Sports. You know, a lot of the fans, including myself, kind of use 24/7 Sports to gauge kind of the quality of recruit coming out of high school. That being said, I think it's awfully foolish for fans to say that the scouting department at Oklahoma doesn't know as much as the scouting department of 24/7 Sports. And that's respectful to both sides, right? I think 24/7 does a phenomenal job ranking the high school kids coming out. And I think when you look at the top 50 in 3 years, in this 2023 class, you look at the top 50 in 3 years, 20 of them are probably going to the NFL draft. I think they do a really good job evaluating talent and projecting talent to the college football level. But to assume that the Oklahoma staff sees a guy on tape like Kelly Daniels and just is blatantly wrong, and 24/7 is blatantly right. I mean, you see 24/7 Sports, he doesn't have a ranking. They don't value him as a player. Maybe they haven't gotten to his film evaluation. But to assume that Oklahoma just, in their scouting department, doesn't really know how to evaluate prospects out of high school is just foolish. And so you see a lot of these fans talk about, it's a worthless commit. He obviously checked a lot of boxes. He was on campus for visits and checked a lot of boxes for this Oklahoma program to give him a scholarship. And he's not the only, it wasn't the only offer. I mean, Cincinnati, a team in the Big 12, Tulane also offered him. Like, it's early in this cycle. He probably would have picked up some offers had he kind of kept going with his recruitment, but he ends up choosing Oklahoma. I want to talk now and kind of get that out of the way, because I do think it's an interest. I mean, I'm a Michigan fan. Michigan just offered a kid, gave him an offer. He doesn't even have a 24/7 Sports profile. He's from a small town in Pennsylvania. They saw him on film and they gave him an offer. Like, you see that stuff happen, and you see walk-ons who come in and be studs at college. Just because they don't have a ton of stars at the high school level doesn't mean this isn't an exciting commit. Now, I do want to get to Kelly Daniels. I believe he goes by KJ Daniels. I'm going to be honest, wasn't very familiar with this kid. I did turn on his highlights, and they're extremely excited. We're going to watch a little bit of it because it truly is a very, very fun watch. And I don't know if many of you guys follow the NFL draft content, but we talk about a receiver in Tank Dell who is 5'10", 160 pounds, 165 pounds, I think. And this guy reminds me of a very similar kind of prospect, right? He is small, right? 5'10", 155 pounds. And that could be a reason why he's not necessarily considered a very high recruit according to 24/7 Sports. Didn't have any verified track times that I saw, and that's another thing 24/7 loves to do. But you watch him play, and the acceleration and the burst off the line of scrimmage, his ability to track balls downfield, it's very intriguing. He does remind me of a guy like Tank Dell. You look how shifty and smooth of a mover he is with the ball in his hands. Like, that stuff is hard to teach. And there's no doubt in my mind, Jeff Lebby and whoever was kind of fronting this recruitment saw this on film and says, this guy is special. And yes, he's underweight, but guess what? A lot of these kids are underweight coming into college. They will put the weight on as they get into the program. But the ball tracking skills, his burst off the line of scrimmage and his straight line speed is extremely exciting. But what excites me the most is just, like, you see this on screens. Like, this is special how he moves with the ball. He's very smooth. He has a very clean change of direction. And you see the highlight. It's a 10-minute long highlight of him catching touchdowns. Like, I trust me, I've watched it. We're not going to watch all 10 minutes of it. But this dude absolutely puts up numbers. And you see he works down the field very well vertically. I'm not going to say he's a Marvin Mims. I'm not going to say that. but he is an exciting weapon that you can get the ball in his hands and just let him go. Because, again, no verified track times, but you can see this guy's just got a different level of speed, and he's got a different level of feel with the ball in his hands. I get there's going to be a lot of Oklahoma fans, and especially like fans like Texas, that are going to be chirping about it. Oh, it's a zero-star recruit. Good thing you beat Tulane out for him. And I get that. I get the college football chirps, but the Oklahoma Sooner fans, like, I think this is an exciting commit because you got to trust Brent Venables. Let's see who he's recruited by, actually. Emmett Jones. You gotta trust that the recruiting staff at Oklahoma knows what they're doing. They don't offer guys that they don't want. And so them offering a guy like Kelly Daniels is extremely exciting. And again, this is kind of a quote unquote slow start to the Oklahoma 2024 class, right? But I mean, the third commitment, right? You have Jeremiah Newcomb, you have Michael Hawkins. But outside of that, that's all. This could be a very special class for Oklahoma still, right? You had a phenomenal class in 2023 headlined by Jackson Arnold. David Stone's coming on campus this week for the spring game. Nigel Smith will be on campus for the spring game. We'll keep you updated on the other guys coming for the spring game. But again, you're in the lead for a lot of those guys. David Stone, Nigel Smith, some guys who are top 50 national players. Brian Wesco, I believe Oklahoma has the inside track on as well. Like, these guys are 5-star caliber players. It's very early on, and Oklahoma has had a lot of talent come on campus. So Oklahoma fans, we follow Oklahoma recruiting pretty darn closely. I'm not panicking. Like, you have a lot of traction with a lot of good recruits. Kelly Daniels, though, don't sleep on him, because again, they're not offering him if he's not a very, very good player that and more or less, he has skill sets that they think is going to fit really well into the offense. So I think it's an exciting one. I did want to take some time to just talk about that idea of, oh, they're settling for a guy who has no stars. Like, by the end of this process, he probably has 3 or 4 stars, because 24/7 Sports, when you pick up the Florida offer, when you pick up the Oklahoma offer, you get a bump, according to 24/7 Sports. So we'll see where he ends up. This could be a very nice get for Oklahoma. But again, you're taking a stab at guys who are good with the football, vertically, just gets down the field. I'm excited for it. Again, I hope Oklahoma fans don't sour on it just because you checked the 24/7 Sports ranking. Appreciate you guys checking us out again. If you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. We appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.